Yeah, just give me a second. I'm just setting up some stuff. There we go. All right, cool. Just making sure all the settings are good. Live chat replay, subscribers. Beautiful. All right, can you hear me? Just if you can hear me, just please just type it in just so I know that you can hear me. Sunshine. This guy. All right, let's go over some levels. All right, let's go over some levels. Text to the chat on WAP just to make sure they're aware. All right. Before we go over Uber, we have to go over NVIDIA because NVIDIA is my guy, and I want to show you something because I took a picture of it just so you could see, because I know you're gonna like seeing this because you know NVIDIA is my favorite stock. Let me just lower this for a second. I don't know if the image is there. I don't have the image there for some reason. It just shows my gains on NVIDIA in the last year, which was around 40,000. So that's why I love trading them. But anyways, let's go over this. Let's take a look at it. They will beat earnings, but they will still drop it. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, but the thing is, I feel like we have to look at the levels. I mean, the levels is really where it's at. And I know this might look confusing, but trust me on this. It's not that difficult looking at this. I do believe with your analysis, Young, I mean, you look at the earnings of NVIDIA, and it has sold off very bad. But the thing is, the overall momentum of it is bearish right now. But unless this level breaks at 130, NVIDIA is still a long play. And this is the levels. It's clear as day. You had buyers coming in here. So looking at it here, I just sent a message to chat, just letting them know that we're all live. But just looking at it here, I mean, it's clear as day, man. You see this here. Look at this bounce you had here, all at the 130 level. This is why I was calling it out earlier today. You had these clear bear flags that were forming that are very easy to see. Look at this right here, boom, and then right here, boom, right there. So right there, that was definitely clear bear flag, sold off. And right now you have this consolidation. We're going to see, is it going to consolidate at this level? Is it going to bounce? I don't see this level breaking. If it doesn't break tomorrow, I don't think 130 is going to break before earnings. And you just have to be realistic about it. I mean, this is a very simple play. Don't get caught in the bag. If you buy above 130, you cut your loss if it goes below 130. You have to do that. If it breaks 130 and sells off, wait for the retest back to 130 and short it back down. That's the way to go. So Joshua Young saying 118 he's waiting for. Why not make money on the way down? Let it confirm that it's going to sell off below 130. Let it bounce back up. You can buy options up here at 130, or you can short it, one or the other. But I definitely would be cautious with that. All right? And then looking for that entry right there. That's how I would play it, trading this stock. All right? So that's NVIDIA in a nutshell. Watch the 130 level. Make sure that that's operating like that. No problem. That's how I would do it. All right? Now let's move to Google, and then we'll go to Uber. Google is a stock that I made money on today, and we bought this momentum, and I just want to show you so you can see it. We bought that momentum coming in, and just for the WAP members and anybody watching, I just made the 9 and 20 EMA strategy. I think this is important for you to see, especially if you're learning how to day trade. This stock was not moving at all at 7 a.m. And then I picked up on this. I just happened to be watching Google at the time. And I'm going to show you my entry, because my entry was at 181.31. So it was right in here is my entry, right there. There's my entry, this big candle. If you look at this, this is the 9 EMA. I use a 9 and a 20 EMA. So this is my entry. I started seeing it pull away from this 9 EMA, and I said, okay, I'm getting in. This is the third candle, and I had 3 things that I can use to confirm. Look at the volume on the green candle on here. It was small. The volume was much bigger, a little bit right here, a little bit bigger, and then look at how big this volume candle was. It was double the buyers coming in, pulling away from the 9 EMA. I make my entry here. I'm not going to sell unless it breaks this 9 EMA. That's how I trade the momentum when it's happening. So then it was moving up like this. That's how I was looking at it, and it moved all the way up to 183, consolidated up here, and this is where I took my profits. And then it started to consolidate, and then there. So that's how I was looking at Google. Google is a very interesting stock right now because it is still showing bearish momentum. We're still able to make money on this, but one of these days I buy this dip, it's going to keep dipping. I do think there is potential for a support level here, but I'm not going to lie, it does feel like the trend is changing right now. It feels as if tech stocks are starting to get murdered. That's really what it feels like, because they're all selling off. Look at the last month on this, 209. This is not even the last month. This is only from February 4th all the way down here. It's a 14 to 15% pullback on Google. So you can see that these stocks, you have to be careful. I really changed the strategy a little bit. I am a scalper by heart, but I'm not trying to swing trade these stocks right now. I buy them long term in the YouTube portfolio, but you have to be aware that this level of Google at 178, if this breaks, we're headed downhill here. We're headed to the bottom of this channel around 170 to 175. So I definitely would just be cautious watching out for this level. If you're gonna try to trade Google and go long on this, don't just buy this overnight and pray it goes up. We could wake up and this could be 175, 176. I would not be holding positions overnight right now. There's a lot of uncertainty, but just looking at the overall 1-year chart, we are trading within this trend. And if you're gonna buy Google long term, be smart, wait for your 175, wait for your 172, start dollar cost averaging in there. That's how I'd play Google right now. This level, it looks very weak. You can see the big red candles coming in, and we're gonna probably have a little more progressive red candles. So Google, I'm waiting for that 172, 173 range. You wanna start trying to buy there. If you can get it even lower, 170, 168, beautiful. Let's go over Uber. That's what Joshua has been asking for. Anybody that's in the chat, all you need to do is be a subscriber, and you can easily just, if you subscribe, you can comment, so if you want a stock review, just let me know. All right, so Uber, let's see here, $75. I actually haven't been watching Uber lately. I usually get updates on my WAP from Joshua Young. This guy is the Uber king. He's also the Chipotle king. He likes to hold the bags. Here we go. So now we have Uber trading from $60 up to $82. So we honestly, just look right away, Joshua, you're 56 on the RSI, just zooming in on it, 56 on the RSI over here. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Where is your entry, and where's your, I know you want to add to this, so just put it in the comment for me. Where do you want to actually buy this? Because the way I look at it is you're not buying, you're not adding until $70, to be honest. I would be waiting for this kind of consolidation and let it sell off. This could be the beginning of Uber selling off. You don't need to be right away get into this. You could wait, be a little patient, and try to get in on this position right here. This is what you could be doing right here. Wait for this. You have a little bit of support in this area, but you don't know if it's true support until it gets to that level. So you still have from $75, $76 all the way down, pulling down to 71. It's a 6% pullback. That's what I'd be looking for. Yeah, like the 66, I like that level. That's good. Because there's another reason why we like that level. And I'm assuming it's because you're following this and using the long-term pattern of the toe touches. And it looks like it kind of, a little bit, if it just drops like a rock here, yes, 66. I'm assuming a little more time will go by and probably like 66 to 69. That's where I would kind of look at, you know? Let's look at ANET. Eagles bought ANET. Let's see what this stock is. Arista Networks. Okay, where? If you don't mind, do you mind letting us know the cost basis? Where'd you buy it at? And was it a week ago? Was it today? Yeah, Josh, I think that's great that you use the 5 year or the 1 year to look at your chart. I've never traded ANET, so let's just start from the beginning with this stock. We had a nice momentum, but you can see we're now on the backside of the trade here, because this is where, I'm just going to draw it out so you can see, this is where the trend has ended. And just like Uber, if this happens to you, you need to get out of the trade, because we were trading in this nice momentum right here. And now you can see that it has pulled away from this. But the thing that's interesting about ANET, it was 133, it pulled all the way back to 92. And look at the RSI. The RSI is 42 right now, pulled back right to here. It's a 31 to 32% pullback. Let's look at the last 6 months, see if we can find any areas of support. Just trying to see if there's anything we can find here. Let's look at the 1 year. I do see what you're saying. I mean, where's your cost basis here? Oh, 93 today. Okay. So, Eagles, did you use like the 1 year, and is this what you're seeing? Like, did you pull it out from here and start buying because of this? Looking at this bounce here, looking at this bounce here, and then thinking, okay, we might get a buy here? Because I understand that. That makes sense, you know? Oh, we got 2 ads. Look like Josh and Young. Okay, I see, Eagles. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, the thing is this a long-term trade for you? Because I think what you need to do is just be aware that if this level breaks, we are most likely, so we'll just move this down. If your 93 level breaks, this is probably where you're looking at. This is where I would consider max downside, is moving down from $93 all the way down to about $80, 15% leeway. So I definitely would be a little tight with your stop here. I mean, I would give yourself to like $90 flat, 89 max. I wouldn't be, unless you want to hold this long term, that's fine. I don't know this company, so I'm giving you just technical analysis. I'm not giving you, I don't know anything about this company in terms of long-term longevity, all that. So I definitely be aware of that, all right? But I'd be watching that 92, but I would cut your loss at $90 if it's going to keep selling off. That's just how I would do it. Just so everybody knows in this chat, Joshua Young loves buying the dip. So if you tell him to buy a stock, he'll probably buy a few shares. Let's see here. All right, yeah, 75 long term. So yeah, I see what you're saying. You know, it's like waiting. But I would just be careful. If you want to buy this dip at 93, which you did, that's fine. Cut your loss at 90 and then look to dollar cost average in around $80. That's what I would do for that. Let's go over Chipotle. This is a stock. I bought 100 shares at $52, and I'm down a little bit on this. I'm going to cut my losses if we break $50 per share. So I'm definitely watching this like a hawk, just to make sure we can protect our downside. And Joshua Young's, he's in it. He's holding long term, but I'm not holding this long term. I'm trying to make money in the short term, and I'm looking at this right here. $51. It went all the way down to 50.51, almost stopped me out. I decided to stay on, didn't want to cut the loss there. And it didn't break $50, so I'm still holding on to it. And something just, it's hard for me to sell this stock because I look at this, you have this massive bear flag, and usually after you get this massive bear flag and it sells off like this, normally you'll get this nice V-shaped recovery. And this is my idea on this, is buying it. I bought it $52. My idea is we're going to get that move back into the consolidation of 56.5. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. That's my price target, right? And I'm also looking at like my profit goal. What I'm looking at here is this RSI down here, 25. It's really difficult for me to take a loss on this. I will if I have to. I don't want to take the loss on it. But I have to respect the levels. And that's what you always have to tell yourself. Because if this breaks $50, this is going to go down to $48 guaranteed. And just looking at this, we had this bear flag selling off, selling pressure still there. And just looking at the overall momentum of the trade, multiple bear flags, it's still stair stepping down. I believe if you're gonna trade this long and you don't want to be early on the trade like me and Joshua Young are, for example, I believe that you need to break this level. You have to get above this 52.50 level. I think this is the line in the sand where you will get an idea of, okay, is this stock actually, having some momentum and is going to get above. So if you want to accumulate shares here, that's fine. Keep your stop loss at $48 because if it breaks $50, it's going to go there. So we need a 2 to 3% move up. We need to reclaim this 52 level. And then if it does go back up to $50, then we'll be able to buy some more burritos. But that's about it. I mean, that's what you're looking at. That's the move I have planned in my head. And with the stop loss on the 1 year chart, looking at this at $48, $50, that's where I would pull the trigger if you're going to do that. I like your confidence in it. I want to look at Microsoft too. I was kind of blown away. I didn't buy Microsoft. I posted the video just 10 minutes ago, making over $1,300 on Google today using the EMA strategy. That was awesome. Definitely check that out. But I just kind of didn't trade the rest of the day because I hit my daily goal of $1,000, which was nice. But when I look at Microsoft, I'm actually kind of pissed off because I'm like, I can't believe I didn't buy this. This was such an easy trade. It was trading at $400. And when you look at these stocks that have not broke down, what you want to do is you want to look for the whole dollar, half dollar level. That's a huge thing I've noticed. And the whole dollar, half dollar level, if you're just looking and watching this stock, you can see that it has not broken 406, 407. It broke this level and then it traded down to 400. If you're going to scalp trade, that's the way to go. And just looking at Microsoft here, now we got that new low at $399. We got to keep an eye on that because the next level is going to be $380. That's the next level for Microsoft. $380 is right here. And hopefully we can get that sell-off. That would be really nice. I think we're going to need something wrong in the macro for Microsoft to sell off. That's how I look at it. So, Josh Young, I like your ad at 400. That's an excellent ad. Trading with more capital, I would definitely be trying to scalp this area 400 and just being careful and then cutting my losses if we break 399. I do think there is more downside, and the reason I think so is because we just confirmed that new low. We've been holding 407 for 6 months, and now we just broke down. So once you break down like that, you can expect the shorts, the bears, to come in and try to push this down even further. So if you go from 400, let's say, all the way down to like 380, that's a 5 to 6% pullback. That's how I would look at it. Just be cautious with Microsoft. You look at the overall 5 years on it. We were bullish, but notice we're in this consolidation area. So it's definitely something to think about. If the bigger the pullback, the better. Where I would really love to load the boat would be $335. In this zone right here is where I'd want to really get a Microsoft position to start really building on it. But we'll see. I mean, Microsoft has a tendency to keep going up. The other stocks that I just want to quickly review over, Tesla. I got these guys in the YouTube portfolio. I got a feeling, I have a $150 cost basis. I have a feeling I'm going to be adding when it pulls back to 275. That's another 18 to 20% pullback. That's what I'm waiting for. I mean, they're trading in this downwards trending channel right now. And this is how you trade Tesla. If you were trying to short them, you are just waiting for the pops. And if it goes up to 360, 370, just start shorting within this channel. Going long on this is very risky unless you are buying at these known support areas, which you can see on the 6-month chart. We are holding on for dear life at 327 right now, 325. But if it does break that, then I would be very careful because you're going to slide down into around 275, 280, and that's where I think longs are going to start to step up because that's that 18 to 20% pullback. Just retracing back to NVIDIA because we have a few more viewers on here. Just watch these levels. Watch that 130 level. If we break below it and you're going to short this stock, I wouldn't short it at 130. Let it show you it's going to break down to 130, come back up to 120, 129, 130, and then short it back down. If it starts to hold 130, you can go long on it, but keep your stop real tight for move back up to 139, 140 before earnings. That's how I look at it. He's going to dollar cost average into everything. This guy's the boss. All right, astrology for dudes. Yeah. So, what other stocks you guys want to see? I mean, just start posting them on the chat so I know. Looking at PayPal, we were looking at that the other day. This is still in a downwards trend. I mean, look at this stock. 6 months in, it's crazy how it just went from 94 all the way down. I think you just got to be patient and wait for the $70 range, $68. That's what I would look for. Let's look at BBAI. I bought 150 shares at $7. As you can see, it's working out real well for me. We are down at least, that's like, what is it, $200-300 right there in a day and a half. So pretty good trade right there, showing you how not to follow a stop loss. We bought this stock. I know Joshua wants me to hold on to BBAI. I bought it because the WAP group, they all agreed that BBAI is the next AI stock. So I was like, okay, I'll put $1,000 into it. We'll see what happens. We're down. It's down 46% so far from its highs. Looking at the stock realistically, if you're going to try to make a day trade on this, you're going to try to go long on this. I'm bag holding up at $7. I'm going to add another 150 shares, most likely around $5.20, $5.15. That's where I'm looking at it. I mean, Joshua Young, I'm making gains on the year. I'm going to put some of the money into BBAI. Let's see where it goes. I'm going to try to get this to a 1,000 share position. That's my goal. So I want to see if we can add more shares around $5.15. That's where I'm looking at for BBAI. Not financial advice, as every YouTuber says. So make your own decisions, guys. But I'm going to buy this. It's the AI play, so we're going to go for it with that. I'll add more at $5.15. Let's see how it goes. All right, so let's see here. What other stocks we want to look at, guys? I'm just looking at the thing here. I'm looking at the poll I made for the NVIDIA. So it looks like 71% are not trading the NVIDIA live, thing, which is interesting. I'm going to try to see if I can live. If you guys want me to live stream that, just let me know in the comments. I'm going to try to live stream it. It's just hard to do on this computer because it's only a MacBook Pro. So sometimes it can't live stream and day trade, but we'll see. Anyway, so because that's Wednesday after hours, so we'll check that out. So let's check out DoorDash real quick. DoorDash showing a little bit more pullback, which is expected. I mean, we went over this. You can see the pullback here. You can see at 215, 220. It is normal to it's healthy to get a pullback. It's massive rise up. And what's even more beautiful about this trade, if you look at the 1-year chart, you can see it is trading within this channel. So until this channel is broken, I would not be worried at all. What people like to do that are long-term investors, they will try to buy in the middle to the lower end of the channel. So there's nothing wrong with that. You could definitely check that out. I would definitely, if you're going to start dollar cost averaging in, I could see, I would wait. I would not buy until at least 180. At least you can see where your target is, where your support is. That's how I would look at it as you're going in there. So that's how I look at DoorDash. Is 180 is your target. Just be patient, let it sell off, add some more shares around 180, no problem, no big deal. It's a good company, it runs well, has great profits. That's it. What else are we looking at here, guys? CCL, is that Carnival? Is that what that is? Oh, Carnival. So a good story about this is my good friend has Carnival at $8. He bought during COVID. He bought around here in this range right over here around $8. He's been holding this ever since. Never sold it. It went all the way up to $30. Never sold it. Went back down to $6. Still holding it. He's got hands of steel. This guy. I don't know how he does it. Let's just look at it on the 5-year chart or the max chart just to get an idea. So it looks like it got pumped from $2 to $72. You could see the resistance area in this area around $30. Now let's just start to zoom in a little bit just to get an idea. So there is no support up here. So if you break $23, this is your next target, $20. That is definitely very realistic for this company to pull back down to $20, 17, 20%. All it takes is a bad earnings. That is pretty much it. So what I'm doing here, if I was trading this stock, wait for the $20 range for a long position. I'm just going to draw this out for the next time that we're doing this on the live stream. So at least I already have a pre-drawn out marker. of where I would be entering this trade. I'd be looking here. This looks very weak. Looking at this, look how massive your red volume candles are coming in here. So definitely be very cautious if you're holding this. If you're holding it long term, that's fine. You're getting opportunities to add. But when this is another area, when you have multiple resistance touch points, which you do right here, and then you finally break out, I can almost guarantee most of the time the stock will pull back to this level. So if I was to make a trade on this, which I'm going to put this now on my alerts, I would day trade this around $19, $20. Make sure that it's going to consolidate and hold this level, and your stop is going to be below $19 for a consolidation move back up. That's how I would trade this stock. So you're looking for this rest, let it pull back, trade your other stocks throughout time, a month goes by, whatever, pulls back to $20. If it's consolidating, you're getting some confirmation, look for the consolidation and pull. That's how I would trade Carnival. Let's see here. Do not sell. Well, I'm holding BBAI, Josh. I'm not selling it. I'm holding it. I'm going to add to it, actually. Let's see here. I'm just reading through the comment section below. He's keeping it 2%. All the new companies below 5. Yeah, he's following the portfolio guidelines we have in the WAP that I created. That he's part of the member, which is awesome. Let's see here. For example, buy that. Yeah, he's at $2-3. I see. All right. So next stock. Let's go over something here. I think this is interesting play. Microsoft. I'm sorry. SMCI. I called out earlier again. I called out this. I got to get rid of this. This is from the previous. I called out this level $50, and we did have a little bit of a bounce. If you look at like the actual 5 days. I'm sorry. Yeah, we broke through $50. We ran up to 66. Now it's retesting it. This is the second time it's retesting it. So the way I would trade SMCI, if you're going long on it, if you want to do this, I'm not going to buy this. I mean, you could buy the $50. The way to trade this is if SMCI is going to break $50, wait for it to pull back, most likely to this area around $46, $47. That's your first area of consolidation that you had right here, and wait for that move back up to reclaim the $50, and then I would short this like from $50, making a move lower. That's how I would trade SMCI. Look at the chart. The bullish momentum moved, it consolidated, now it's selling off. Let it sell off if you don't have shares. That's how I look at SMCI. And then if you're going to short it, you're breaking the $50 whole level, and you're going to retest and then go in, keep your stop 1.51, and you're going for 4 or 5 points. That's an easy way to control your R to R, as they like to call it. What other stocks you guys want to review? Just post them out. SU. Let me see. So SU here. All right, so what is this? Oh, this didn't even come up, sorry. I was like, what is this? Looks the same as Carnival. Oh, Suncor. Yeah, Suncor, I mean, Suncor is, it's trading within this $34 to $41. I would just wait, be patient. Unless it can make new highs and get above here, $40, and make a new high, I wouldn't be interested in going long on this. Definitely be careful. I just look for a move back down to $35. That's how I would trade that. LMT real quick. LMT you've been watching. It looks like it's almost forming like this little step-in still, like it's stepping up, step ladder right here. We're going to see if it pulls back. If it pulls back around 430, I'm going to add more to the YouTube portfolio. That'll be a good stock to add to, I think, because I just like this zone of you have a touch here at 430, a touch here at 430, another touch at 384, 400. That I really want 400 on this, but I'll start probably dollar cost averaging at around 430, 425, just checking it out. Yeah, the dividends are great, but if it keeps selling off from 615 and down to 400, it doesn't matter how good your dividends are, you're losing money on this. CRDO, looking at this. All right, so CRD, Credo Technology. What is this company? This is Eagles Chick 49. What does this company do? I've never even heard of them. Credo Technology Group Holding. Is this new company? They've been around for a while. Looking at the 5-year chart, they blasted to the moon. RSI is pulling to 52. It was consolidating this area. Let's see if we can get some more levels for you here. On the 1 year, yeah, you got a steep drop coming here if this keeps selling off here, potentially down to $37, $40. What you could do is you'll notice that the $50 level right there, 52, had a little bit of something going on there. You can see one here. So if you're going to trade this stock, same as usual, if you want to take a guess, you could wait for the $50 level, 14, 15% pullback. And it kind of lines up a little bit with right here where you had the resistance and you had the gap up. Normally when stocks gap up, they usually pull back eventually to that area. So you had this gap up from this range right here where it gapped up 20% from $50 all the way up to about $64. So definitely be aware of that level. That's the only level that I'd probably be looking at to potentially buy that. Yeah, all the AI stocks. I'm going to show something I was talking to the WAP group about, RGTI. This is another like potential play I've been looking for. I'm looking to add in this $6 range. It's not financial advice, guys. Don't buy this just because I'm saying so. This is like one of those trying to play the AI hypes. So I'm just going to wait and I'm going to use money that I'm willing to lose. And if it pulls back another 35%, I'll definitely take a look and try to get in there. That's what I'm looking for with RGTI. This is like Rigetti Computing is what it is. Yes, Joshua Young bought my shares. Let's go over a stock that's actually a quality company here instead of just going over these pennies. Looking at Home Depot. Home Depot right now, it just broke this support level of 383. So you can see it as I drew it out. Look, it's already trading at 376 in the after hours. I didn't know that. It's actually making new lows. That's interesting. I'm going to add them more of these shares to YouTube portfolio. But what I'm going to do is looking at the 1 year chart. Let's see if we can get a further pullback. Let's see if we can get it to like 370 flat, 375. Because this support level, this could potentially move lower, which would be excellent. I would love to buy Home Depot a little lower at 370, 360. You get a nice divvy with it. That's how I would trade it. Let's see here. Costco stock, yeah, one of the best companies in the world. Look at this. It just only goes up over time. It's incredible. Just looking at the max chart. All right, so looking at the 5 year chart, we drew out this trend. And now looking at just the previous year, if you're going to buy Costco and you're buying quality, I think if you've been watching my live streams and watching and join my WAP, you're gonna know that I'm gonna tell you, if you're gonna buy this long term, do not try to wait for the bottom. You might wait forever to get to 960. Maybe start dollar cost averaging around $1,000 a share if you're interested. I'm not buying Costco, full disclosure. So just be wary of that. I just think if you're gonna do it long term, I don't mind buying at $1,000 a share and then just slowly chipping in as it goes down to like 964. This is like a buy and hold. This really isn't a day trade type of stock. It's too expensive. Next stock, let's go over, what do we want to look at here, guys? Oh, do not sell Microsoft and Google. You can't do that. Those are stocks. I got those in the YouTube portfolio. Those are good stocks to hold. I want to talk about Applied, APLD. This is an interesting stock. It had its resistance point around, this is Applied Digital. It had its resistance point around like $11 and it's starting to pull back now. So if we can get a pullback back to this $5 range, that's what I'm looking for. And as fast as this stock went up is as fast as it can die. So I am waiting for this pullback here to about $5 and then maybe start taking a position here because you have support here, bouncing off here. And then we'll kind of play it out as it gets down to this level and take a look. But this is like a stock that you're not really trying to go long on at this level because you can't predict where it's going to go. You would have to get news same day for that. Let's see here. Oh, AIFF. Oh, Firefly. Joshua, didn't you just point this stock out like 2 days ago? Look at this. 2 days ago, I'm pretty sure you pointed this out at like $10. It's already at $6 now. It's amazing, these stocks. This is another AI stock, isn't it? This stock is just dying right here. Look at this, down to $6.90. Yeah, you know where I'm buying this stock? In the $3 to $4 range. That's what I'm looking at. Oh, that's right. JY did. Okay, yeah. So I say, because like I remember hearing somebody tell me about this stock. I don't remember where it was, but I think it was like at $10 or something. And like it's already down. Look at this, $6. God damn, it's wild. So if we're looking at this, you can only go off of previous lows. There's no support in this range from $6 all the way down to $4. There's your target. So we'll see what it does. Let's wait and just be patient. I'm sure one of these live streams we will be talking about this stock once again. And let's get that pullback. Let's get another 30% pullback. That'd be nice. Let's see here. Oh, he's in 10 for. Oh, it's right. I forgot. Did you cut the loss? Did you were in a 10? That's right. 15, 12, and 10. I think it was. If my memory serves me right. Yes, I see. Yeah, I just told him dip by 8643. Yeah, Joshua Young he likes everybody to keep buying. All right. Well, I mean, hopefully it's not too much money you put in there, and we'll see what happens. I guess we're gonna have to give it time because sometimes the loss gets so big it's like not even worth selling at that point. That's what I've noticed. Celsius stock was a stock that I've still own in the YouTube portfolio. I have it at $30 cost basis. I should have sold this thing and rebought, to be honest, but I'm just gonna hold it. We're consolidating. We have this is a bull flag. As you can see, you have this nice massive green flag right here. What we need to happen is it has to get above this trend. We are getting, it looks like almost controlled selling. I really feel like Celsius stock can make a move higher here. I think we just need to wait and see because you're having this nice consolidation. This is your flag. But if it breaks $30, this trade is out. It's got to hold $30 because you can't have a move from 25 all the way up to 36 and it pulls back all the way back down. It's not bullish anymore. If it stays within this trend, that's fine. But I would say by Friday, if this does not get above $33 to make a move higher back up to 36, I definitely would just be very careful. So this is potentially has a bear flag. And if we can get above $33, we can make a move higher back to retest 36 for Celsius stock. I can't tell you what to do, man. I mean, it's up to you. Buy, sell. To be honest, I mean, this is why, like, in my WAP, I have, like, portfolio guidelines that I show everybody. And what I try to do is always explain that you have your stocks that you trade in, but, like, 70 to 80% of your money should be in, like, index funds, ETFs, S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, FSPGX, growth funds, and then going into it. That's how I kind of that's how I deal with it. So when I buy stocks that are more riskier, that's how I look at it. Let's see here. So what else? Hold to get profit. Let's see here. So I'm looking at Hims stock. This stock actually did good on earnings. They beat their revenue, but it sounds like there's a lot of questions about the drugs that they're selling and if they're going to continue. And now that it's broken this channel, this is null and void. And if it continues to sell off, if you break this $40 level, we're going to see something real nasty. It's not going to look good. You're going to see Hims stock, if it breaks 40, it's coming down to 35. I mean, it's clear as day. You have it right here with your support at $35 right here. So I definitely be very careful when trading this stock. And it's a shame because this stock was doing so well for people. I mean, I hope they took profits up here because it was up to $73 all the way from $22 just in the last month. So if it cannot hold this $40, I could imagine you might get some buying pressure. But normally when you have a stock sell off this much, it sold off 20% within one day. You usually get another day of red because shorts are looking for blood. So I'd be watching this $35 range if you're going to take a long position in this. But you really got to look at the company and look at their competition before you just make a buy like this. Be very careful with this stock. It moves a lot. Just be very careful. Is that a stock symbol? I don't even know if it is. LVMUY. I'm going to type it in and see. I don't even know what this is. Oh, Louis Vuitton. Oh, he's adding Louis Vuitton. Where is your ad going to be? Looking at this stock. Because I'm looking at this, I really can't see a level on this, to be honest. I mean, the momentum was up. Now it's consolidating. And what I see is a lower high forming on this chart. There's that. Here's this. And then now you have this guy right here. So if it can't hold, expect this to start moving lower. Definitely be careful with this stock. All right, yeah, look in July. Look in July. It's February. All right, here we go. Let's see here. We got Lowe's stock. Lowe's pulling back to support. If you want to trade quality companies, I would look for 237 back down to 228. Start dollar cost averaging in there. Lowe's is a company that's always kept up with Home Depot, so that's nice to see. Fifth Elemental, what did you sell? Did you sell Lowe's, or are we talking about Hims? Oh, I know you, Joshua Young. I know you get in there. You get a little bit in there so you can follow it, which I like. I want to talk about AMD real quick, guys. If you look here, we had the support level marked off at 110. Just looking at the last month, 106 was really your low. I do think that we are going to see AMD track lower here. And this stock has done nothing in the last 6 months to tell you that, hey, I should buy this long term. Oh, your poll, you sold NVIDIA. I see. Okay, I see. Okay, thanks. Yeah, sorry, man, I forgot. Because it's weird. I posted on this thing. I'm struggling to oh, here we go. Now I see it. 36% are buying NVIDIA before earnings. 64% sold it. It's really tough, I mean, honestly, looking at it, to say whether it's the right move or not. Let's just go over AMD right now. You can clearly see that their momentum for chips right now is on the downtrend. Look at AMD selling off. I think if you're going to buy AMD, I'm just going to get rid of this support level just to make clearer for the viewers. This is really where I'd start to really step in, is around $100 to around $93. So that 93 to $100 level is really where I'd start looking, because you can see that you have some consolidation, some support here. But this is not giving you any reason to buy. So I think we're going to get more selling pressure coming down. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you joining in. I just want to show you, because you're talking about NVIDIA, and he's saying, hey, I sold. I just want to show you this, because this is really where it's been trading. It was trading above the 130, and then it was holding support again. And then when it broke through 130, it retested, it failed, and then this is where you're at now. I do think that sell was potentially a good idea. It depends. We'll have to see what the earnings looks like. If earnings does not look good, I think Joshua Young was calling this out. We're going to get a move down to 123, 120, bounce back up to 130, and fail back down to 118, and that's where your buyers are going to be. So if you're going to do that with NVIDIA, I could see that. This might just be let's watch NVIDIA, let's see where it goes, and that's how I would look at it. So I just want to bring that up, because these are the two trades that I'm looking for NVIDIA. If it can hold 130, we can try to day trade the strength on it. If it doesn't, we're going to sell off, retest 130 most likely, and go lower down to 118. But you're going to need earnings for that to happen. That's how I look at it, guys. I hope that helps out. Just trying to give at least a little insight. I think it's good. That's why I decided to do the live stream. I was like, let me just do the live stream instead of making a video. We'll just live stream it. Just get an idea of what we're trading and just the plan moving forward for this week. So Joby Aviation, I believe this is another ACHR, so we'll do that stock next. And that's that. This is another pulling back company right here. Looking at this 5 years, down from 6.7 all the way up to 10. Just be very careful on this. You're looking at $4 or $5 potentially just looking at this. Not even seeing anything about this. I mean, selling pressure here. You have your EMA. It's trading below the EMA. It's just been rejecting. So definitely be careful. You might have a move down to $5. I want to show you ACHR. It's a very similar company. And it is doing exactly the same thing right now. It is breaking levels that we drew out earlier for the WAP channel, which this long position didn't work. And I'm just going to get rid of this because it doesn't matter anymore. And you can see here, let's get rid of this as well. So it is selling, making newer lows. And I definitely would be cautious if you are holding this position. This may have further downside. Your line in the sand, if you're holding ACHR, is really $8. If you break below $8, even with that RSI of 40, you have a move potentially all the way down to about $6.50, $6, because you got this consolidation. That's about it. And you can't really trust it. You got to see where it goes when it gets to that level. That's how I would look at it, guys. FDTX, what is that? Is that like a ETF or something? Oh, disruptive technology. I don't even know. What are the holdings in this? I don't even know what the holdings are. I would just be careful with this. Instead of buying this garbage, like disruptive ETFs that has a cool name, just buy the S&P 500, man. Buy SPLG. You know, buy VOO. You know, just buy that. This is what I would buy. If you're going to buy disruptive, you know, you don't want anything disruptive in your portfolio. You want consistent long-term growers. Just looking at this, let's just look at the SPY real quick, because the SPY is finally starting to show some weakness, rejecting that $613 level. And you have to, if you're going to day trade, guys, every time you're day trading a stock, you need to have the NASDAQ or the S&P 500 going like on your charts, seeing where is the momentum, because right now we've been consolidating and we just pulled back to 600. So if you have more further downside with the overall market, you could bet that going long on certain individual stocks might not work out unless there's a positive catalyst, because the overall market's going to push it down. I think there's a potential chance that we see the SPY retest 580 in the next week or two. So just be very careful. I mean, we don't really have much support level here. We're trading in the middle of this consolidation. You could definitely get a pullback to 580. All right, guys, I'm going to just live stream for another 5 minutes and I'm going to go. So definitely, if you want anything followed, definitely any stocks you want recommended, please call them out now. Let's look at QQQ as well. QQQ was trading within this trend channel, which it still is. I'm going to get rid of this. It's been trading nice in this channel, which looks beautiful. But now look at the selling pressure starting to form from 540 down to 520. And if you have traded tech companies, you know that this can get ugly real fast. We just have to see, is it going to hold the 500 level? I do believe you might get a pullback here. The market looks weak. And if NVIDIA does not do well on its earnings, we're going to see a pullback in QQQ and down to probably 500. That's a 3 to 4% move. NVIDIA would move down like probably 10% realistically if it has a bad earnings. They're predicting an overall, the options market for NVIDIA is 7%. So just to show you that real quick, if NVIDIA pulls back 7%, and let's just say it was hovering at 130, you are looking at around 120, so a 10-point drop. So definitely just be aware. And that 10-point drop is near your 118 level, which is where we found that support. So definitely just be careful if you're going to be trading that level. All right, we'll put this right here, just see if we're right next week, in the next couple of days. Overall, guys, this is really what I'm watching. I'm watching Google. I want to see if I can add more to the YouTube portfolio around 170, 175. I'll be looking for that. Oh, are the ads bad? And I think they're actually working this time. I think the last couple live streams there were like no ads. Maybe I should just shut the ads off then. All right, let's see here. PLTR, let's just go over this. This thing, we called this out. This thing has been selling off like there's no tomorrow. I've been telling Joshua Young, he's on my WAP, to not buy PLTR. I said, if you're going to buy PLTR, you're going to buy with me down in this range around $38 to $40. And I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash from all the PLTR lovers, but this is where I'm looking to enter if I'm going to go long on this stock. I want massive pullback from 125 down here. I want 65% pullback. That's what I'm waiting for with PLTR. All right, guys. Thanks for the live stream. I'm going to check out of here. And basically, we'll make another video following up.